morning. Considerably later at departure time today. Um, Thursday is always a tricky day. Still early. First class doesn't start until 0800 hours, and I should be at work probably at like 7:05, something like that. Um, so still got a decent amount of time, but some lessons I have learned. I'm not talking about news today. Um, Lessons I learned. Uh, Sometimes it pays to do it yourself, and um, trust but verify. Um, and then the other one, the tried and true one that I go with is don't trust anybody. That's kind of a bad way to kind of look at things. Um, but yeah, so I have this thing as an instructor and as a leader um, of people that um, I call it like leading with feelings. Um, and that's an Air Force thing, because military, like Army, and like a lot of these other branches, I suppose, or they would portray that that's not what they are doing. They don't care about your feelings. They just want you to be able to follow an order. Um, but over in the Air Force, um, it's a little different. You don't have to treat people like idiots, and you can actually treat people like they're people. And so that's what I try to do anyway. I try to treat people like I want to be treated. And if they don't want to be treated like I want to be treated, then I treat them like they want to be treated. And that's kind of the approach that I take to leadership and interacting with people. Um, so we have like this daily wrap up thing where um, the leadership will put out like, hey, this is all the stuff that was due today, or this is what you guys have coming up, and this is what it's like a daily wrap up and a forecast, looking back and looking ahead. It's a developing thing because the guy that's developing it is new in the position, and so I was under the impression that it was only going to happen during class time, but then that Um, I know this probably a little bit too late. Hey, Zephyr. I know it's a little bit too late. Hey, Mohammed, Atash. Let me see if I can see what that says. That says it's Arabic, and I'm guessing it says something like salam. No, that's not salam. Salam. I don't know. I'm sorry. At one point, I did have the alphabet, like some of the letters, the alphabet. Um, but I gotten a little bit older and I kind of forgot some of it. So I'm sorry. But stick around. Um, why don't you put your flags up? Everybody that is speaking Arabic, and actually everybody in the chat, if you could um, throw your flag up, represent where you from. Uh, Kevin says, did they hit you on your head with the guns? But no, this is actually the genetic shape of my head. But thank you for that. Um, yeah, it's a beautiful skull. Some cultures, like when you have a large skull, thank you for that thumbs up, whoever did that. In some cultures, if you have a large skull representing USA, Mr. Beasley, Kaylee Evans says hi. Um, but like I was saying, some cultures, if you have a large skull, that's like a like a good sign, like you're gonna be a prominent person. I'm not necessarily a prominent person, but I definitely have a prominent skull, you know. But thank you for noticing that. What's up, John? Former Army here, Mr. Beasley represent. Okay, I love it. Thank you for your service. You can share in the chat, Mr. Beasley, what you did, because I love talking to Army. Um, some parts of me wish I would have went like Marines or Army or something. But then the same part of me says, no, 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 you made the right choice with the chair force. Um, 35M. I'm guessing that's your MOS. Um, and and so here's the thing. In the military, across branches, we have similar jobs, but not the same jobs because we're doing different things. And but like MOS is what the Army calls their jobs. And um AFSC is what the Air Force calls their jobs. Air Force Specialty Code. What is that on my face? Dry skin. Okay, don't worry about that. Um, so human collector. That sounds like a great job. I have a question. Y'all banned America's Army game for PS4. Rolando Moda says. Um, no, they're not banning stuff like that. Um, not that I've heard anyway. But I'd love to hear more about that Rolando Moda, America's Army game. Do you play Call of Duty, Kevin? I have played like Call of Duty. I don't play it now. Honestly, the older I'm getting, thank you guys for the additional thumbs up. The older I'm getting, she is having a party in here. Oh, y'all should see her. She's giving me energy. She's just like sitting in the car. And she was like, and she was giving me energy. Um, but I used to be a gamer, but I don't have as much time now. With me trying to be like all serious and a good officer and a good dad and all of these other hats, I don't. The gamer hat is like it's insane because I was this close to canceling my Xbox Ultimate Game Pass, and in fact I thought I canceled it, but for some reason it came out again for this month. So what's your EDC? EDC, I don't know what that is. He said they don't do that, Rolando. We're in America. We got freedom. Yeah, for now we do. Um, take a dab what you will. But so my AFSC, my specialty code right now, I'm an instructor. And man, I got like need some moisturizer. I can do moisturizer. Um, I'm behind on my schedule, and so like some of the things that I normally do, I didn't get to do today, so I'm looking a little crazy, and I don't even have my glasses today. Um, but I'm an instructor, professional military education instructor. TDE is the level, it's the primary developmental education for the Air Force, and for officers, that is squadron officer school. And so I'm a squadron officer school instructor. America's Army game was invented by the Army and banned 3 years ago. Just don't know why. Um, everyday carry, Mr. Beasley and Kevin XKD. I don't know how to say that name, but I'm gonna just call you Kevin. Mine's that Glock 30. Okay, you keep that thing on you. Okay, all right, all right. Here's the thing: in the military, guess how many times I've actually fired around, fired a weapon as an officer. I've been in the military almost 17 years this year. Once. You know what that firing was for? Um, it was for pre-deployment training. We fired the M4 and we fired the Beretta M9. I think they're supposed to be trained. They're supposed to be changing the gun, the pistol out. I wish I knew what it was. But honestly, I ain't really that big into guns. So that's why I said I think I probably chose the right force because I know Army. I think there's a saying like you're a um, every something like everybody is a soldier, Basically something to the impact of, yeah, you might have a job, but you were a soldier first. The Air Force very much so does not have that culture and mentality. Um, it's really like tied into like what is your Air Force specialty code, and that's kind of defines your culture because every Air Force specialty code has like some like characteristics to it, if you will. Um, it says, "Have you ever went through any sketchy checkpoints?" Yeah. See, my one deployment was actually a 1 year vacation to the Abu Dhabi region. And that was back in, like 10 years ago almost. And so like we were going to the beach. We were going to, I went to, did I go to a, I didn't go to a theme park out there, but I did go to a beach. Um, we went to Burj Khalifa, which was beautiful, it was amazing. We went to the malls and stuff. It was a great time. And it did not feel like a deployment. So I don't have that cool military like deployment story. But um, anyway, says, "Hi sir, just asking, what do you want to be a soldier? I might be one in the future." Or why do you want to be a soldier? Why did I want to be a soldier? So I'm an airman. We have the same uniforms. I know, silly, but the way you can tell the difference, one easy way, is Army has a colored flag, and Air Force has that camo flag. Um, that's like a quick way. How old do you have to be to join the military? I don't know, but I'm thinking like 17. Like if you get approval. But look, guys, I'm about to go through the gate real quick, and I ain't supposed to be on my phone per se, like driving and distracted driving. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off the phone real quick and put it down. Um, oh, is this the cheap? Oh, this my guy right here. This ain't the cheap. I can't see. All right. Can y'all hear me now? I think y'all can hear me now because I turned off Bluetooth. But anyway, nah, those wipes are for um I use wipes all the time, man. I don't know how like I ever did not use wipes because like maybe TMI for today, but like if you got like butt hair and you try to use toilet paper, you're gonna have a sticky situation on your hands. And if you didn't know that, guys, just ask your girl. A lot of times she don't say nothing to you, but ask her like, "Hey, you ever seen like a sticky situation down there?" And she's like, "Yeah, sometimes." So, what did I say about joining? At 33. Thank you for keeping me on track, Stacy. It depends what your job is. I know I came into the military as a dentist, and there were guys with like gray hair. They had finished their entire career um, on the civilian side, but they wanted to serve, and they were like in their 50s slash 60s. They had to get a waiver. Um, if the head bone, the booty furry. All right, Kevin, I need you to subscribe. I like the energy that you bring into the chat, Kevin. I really do appreciate it. Unfortunately, y'all, I'm here at work. I was supposed to talk about something different, but it was good to interact with the chat today. I like this. This was good. Y'all in the chat, subscribe. When you first got in the Army, I'm in the Air Force again, Kevin. Did you buy a Corvette? So I came in. That's what most enlisted people do. They got for a Corvette, a Camaro, or a Charger. There's one other one, or a truck. Um, so I came in as an officer, so I did not make that mistake. A lot of times you'll notice in the military, yeah, Hellcats, you got it. A lot of times in the military, you'll notice the enlisted people have better cars than officers. You know why? Because that enlisted person, a lot of times it's their first time out. They have like a 17% interest rate or something crazy on the vehicle, but um, they had to play the part. That is every young airman on this base, just about, that hasn't had somebody in their ear kind of hipping them to the game. They're just gonna buy an expensive car and spend most of their paycheck on their car because they're in the dorms, they're getting the food and all of that other stuff, they're getting uniform allowances, so they're like, I'm just gonna spend it on my car. Not the smartest thing to do, I don't think, but a lot of times they're just um, there are organizations that have access to them that take advantage of them. So that's like a little thing that the military don't really talk about, but there's a reason why you see so many young soldiers, airmen, whatever, seamen with um, these fancy cars. It's because they're being preyed upon. Same thing with college campuses. When you go, they try to set you up with these high interest credit cards. It's predatory behavior that is kind of allowed to happen because there's some sort of partnership. But anyway, I got to go to work, y'all. This was fun. Subscribe if you like. Um, yeah, I be on every morning. I like every time I'm riding to work, I'm on here. So you'll see. Like I like to change up my look. Like today, I have a bald look and kind of like a not clean shaven because I'm on a waiver for now. Um, and a mustache. Sometimes I'm gonna go like a little bit thick hair and no face. I just like to switch it up. Thank you, Mr. Clean. I like that. No. That comment was good. It does give a strong Mr. Clean vibe. I kind of started shaving too, more because if you can see, there's a lot of gray in that beard. There's even gray coming in the mustache, like very disrespectful. Hairline is just shot, is to pieces. Got this moon roof in the top. Like you see that moon roof? That's what I got on the back of my head forming now. That LeBron James. So, whatever. But y'all be easy. Subscribe if you like what you heard. Kevin, subscribe, man. I need you in the chat. I need you in the chat. What would you do if you see someone with stolen valor? Okay. All right, Kevin. I don't know what stolen valor is, but tell me about that tomorrow. All right, holla.